Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's boardzy, and I believe I have a truly endgame PC gaming peripheral setup. Everything from the monitor, keyboard, mousepad, I think is essentially peak, and there has been a lot of change recently, so this is just going to be an updated video going over my main gear. Also, just my thoughts on the Sony Inzone M10s, a 480Hz OLED monitor that I've had for exactly a week now. I wanted to wait before giving my thoughts on it because there actually was an adjustment period, and my previous experience with 240Hz OLED was pretty bad, so I just decided to really give this a shot, and I think it is an endgame monitor. I can actually angle my camera up a bit perhaps so you have a better view of the monitor. And yeah, I should mention my previous monitor was the Asus PG27AQN 1440p 360Hz IPS. By no means a shabby panel, but this, it just blows it out of the water. And yeah, the number one thing I notice with this monitor is the insanely low input lag. Like the motions with my mouse, especially on higher polling rates, it just feels more one-to-one, more like raw, I guess you could say. And it was something I actually had to adjust to. The first day I was using this monitor, it wasn't like instantly endgame. I knew it was better, but I would like be accounting for input latency that just wasn't there when I was like shooting shots. It was very weird, but after a few days, I just really came around to this monitor, and my Fortnite gameplay, it feels like I'm 2 years younger, which if you play Fortnite, you understand what that means. Like, I'm pushing 22 in a few weeks. I can't be in my prime, but I buy this monitor, and it's just like an instant boost to like my brain's response time. It's really incredible. It sounds like I'm glazing it, and I am, because it's just better, you know? There's so much less latency that I can actually notice. People rave about OLED and the motion clarity, but I still feel like DIAC or ULMB2, like, it's going to be a clearer image, but it just, in order to have that, there needs to be more input lag. So I would easily take OLED over that. And it's not like something where there's a lot of ghosting or it's like a motion blur, but just compared to a mode where you have a very clear image, it's something I can notice at least. But yeah, having 480 hertz definitely helps with that. And so many people are like, what game are you going to get 480 hertz in? And it's like, I can't even think of what game I won't get it in. Fucking Valorant, CS, like Overwatch, Fortnite. And yeah, I don't play in like stacked comp Fortnite lobbies, but I think most people with good systems on like most esports FPS shooters, like, you're going to be able to push 480 hertz. And the main games I play are like Fortnite and Aim Trainers. So I'm not a typical use case, but it works for me. And as a reviewer, I feel like I'm almost doing my viewers a disservice if I'm not on like the best of the best monitor tech, so I can feel what the best mouse input feels like. So yeah, for me personally, I'm happy to spend $1,100 and just get the best monitor experience that a man can have at the moment, but I don't recommend that to most people. I think the PG27AQN at $600 or whatever it is a much better buy. But that monitor, I had always seen input lag tests that showed it like had a lot. I just didn't believe it. I was like, you know, this feels fine to me, but then I tried this and it's really a night and day difference. The colors are amazing. The blacks are black. That goes without saying. I did feel like at first that the colors were very cool, but then I convinced myself that my previous monitor just had like really high saturation, just fucked color settings. So I can say this monitor, it's probably like a 9 or so out of 10. The one concerning thing is like, look at this. There's a lot of wobble. You can see like how the base is attached. And the monitor, like, sometimes it'll just shift throughout my like session. Like, it won't be a rapid shift, but it will slightly tilt to the other side. So the base is no good, and I will be mounting it. At first I thought I was just going to buy the monitor and return it because there was 30-day returns, and then get the Asus monitor because it's cheaper, but honestly I'm so satisfied with this, there's just no reason for me to switch off of it. People complain that there's only a 1-year warranty, and I do feel like that's a pretty valid complaint. Pretty much the main competing panel is cheaper and has a better warranty, so if that's something you value, potentially go for that. I'm just really happy with this monitor though. If you have a ton of disposable income, I can say it's the best monitor experience I've had, and monitors are just the most pay-to-win peripheral. It's really like, if you have a bad monitor, you're just going to be held down by everything else, and if you have a great monitor, you're going to be a little bit better than you would be on a good monitor. So that's really the way I see it. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. I will maybe do another full review of it at some point. The display stream compression, it's really only an issue when I load up some games. I'll like put a video of when I load up Kovacs. It's just very weird and annoying. but it definitely doesn't ruin the monitor experience for me. But in general, I've finally seen the light with OLED. When I tried the first batch of LG's 240 Hz, it was so awful. People were trying to gaslight me, but I really only trust my own eyes when it comes to monitors, and this 1440p 480 Hz OLED, it's great. So yeah, that'll likely be my main monitor for some time to come, and once again, let me know any other questions. But now the other peripherals, when it comes to mice, I'm obviously kind of a nomad, like I'm just testing a ton of stuff on the market, but if I had to say like some of my favorite mice right now, you would be looking at them. But yeah, just in terms of the stuff I'm reviewing, there's the GPX Dex, of course, Logitech's latest ergo mouse release, and recently I did also get the Vaxi E1, and this is really Vaxi's take on the EC2, because their CEO was the person who actually designed this shape, and I guess Vaxi was just pissed off that everybody else had their own EC clone, but not the company who technically designed it. So it's really, that's what this mouse is. I will do a full review at some point, but it's just a solid EC alternative from Vaxi. GPX Dex, I've been using it a lot since I got it. I don't think it'll be my main long term. At birth, you're either an ergo person or an ambi person, and I can enjoy an ergo mouse like the Death Air V3 Pro. I mained this GPX Dex. It's a mainable mouse, but eventually I'll just go back to an ambi mouse and the shape will just make more sense to me. It'll feel better. It won't feel more natural, but it's just something I prefer to use in the long run. The Lamzu Maya X has to be one of maybe the most underrated mouse releases of the year. If you want a mouse for a claw that's going to be like in the same size range and in-hand feeling to the V3 Pro and the GPX, but not a clone, I just think at $120, it's such a premium feeling mouse. It's under 50 grams as well, so it is a bit noticeably lighter in hand, and just every aspect of it is up to par in my opinion. I've been using it a lot. I kind of just came back to it. Same thing with the GPX though. It's just GPX2 is so reliable. There's not much to complain about. It's a very safe, like, staple mouse. V3 Pro, yeah, I pretty much compare everything that drops to the V3 Pro. It's pretty much the standard, and surprisingly the like creaking and side popping has gotten better on this replacement Gengar unit. Out of the box it had it, then I used it a bit and it went away, or at least got much less noticeable. Yeah, just in general, my preference is definitely the somewhat larger feeling mice. I always get asked if I use my ULX a lot, and it is still my go-to fingertip mouse, but I just generally, as you guys see, the mouse market is in sort of an ergo meta. If there were a ton of like small ambi mice releasing, I would be like comparing them up against the ULX Small and using that a bit more. But currently, there's a lot of larger mice ergos, so that's really what I'm putting most of my time on. Hopefully, gives you guys an idea of the mice I've been keeping in rotation at this point. The Zowie U2 is something that I'm going to use when they refresh it, but until then, I'm just probably not. Mousepad, as a lot of you know, this is my collab with Artisan for the Zebra Zero. I just feel like it's a YouTuber trope to like show one of your own products, and I do of course use this a lot, but I also split the time with this orange Artisan Zero because in my video talking about the collab, I mentioned that the hair issue had been fixed, and people were telling me the hair issue wasn't fixed. So either I just don't have a cat, so I don't understand how that affects the pad, or people complaining just don't understand how bad the hair issue was in the past, because in my experience, there are no hairs that actually get stuck in the weave to the point you got to use a tweezer to remove them. That seems like a thing of the past. I can 100% confirm it on the Zebra pad. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, I've not been testing every mouse pad that hits the market. A few others that I just want to give a quick mention to are the Lethal Gaming Gear Neptune Pro and the Vaxi PC and PD. I will have a video out on the Vaxi pads very soon. But yeah, the Neptune Pro with the firm base is pretty much their Artisan Mid equivalent, and it's the first time I've felt the Neptune Pro surface where I felt like it actually performed like as fast as it should. And yeah, just with my personal findings, the firm compared to the soft and the X-Soft, there's just a much better feeling of initial friction, nice grazing on your mouse skates, and just like a very balanced, consistent, fast glide. Definitely one of my top speed pad recommendations, but just mainly, I'm not gonna lie, I've been using the Artisan Zero and the Hayato Mid also. Last thing to really mention is going to be the keyboard. This is the Wooting 80HE. This is just the standard plastic version that was sent to me as a review unit, so thank you to them, but clearly I was on the B team. I didn't get like the polycarbonate or the metal or whatever is going on. Maybe that's why. But yeah, this is the 80HE, and it's mostly just a different form factor. I'm not gonna lie. Like the 8K polling and scan rate, yes, it's better performance. Even like playing Fortnite, being a schizo, I don't think I would say this is a substantially better feeling than the 60HE in game. But yeah, since I got the 80HE, I just have not had the urge to plug in my modded 60HE or any of these fucking countless Hall effect board clones I just had within grabbing distance. And yeah, I'm definitely not going to deny that there are better deals to be had than paying $200 for the Wooting. You can find like a nicer quality, nicer sounding Hall effect keyboard under $200, but just Wooting offers genuinely reliable, top of the market performance. So it's similar to the monitor, where why not just pay for the best of the best. I will do a quick sound test. So yeah, really the spacebar doesn't sound great. Other than that, I think it's fine. The switches themselves have a feel almost like the original Apex Pro Omni points. There still is a bit of side-to-side wobble. Keycaps have like a nice textured feel to them. Overall, it's a great gaming board, and that's really all I expected out of the 80HE, so I'm satisfied. I don't know if I'll even do a spring swap on the switches at any point. They just feel fine out of the box. But yeah, keyboards, I pretty much just want to use a Wooting, so not too much thought into that either. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this video. Is there anything that can be improved in my setup? I really don't even think there is. But yeah, that's all. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Peace.